In this video, I'm going to show you guys the best gaming PC for Fortnite. This PC build will cost less than $1,000 and it will give you the best possible FPS. Fortnite is a very heavy game to run competitively, so it's really important that you guys have a good PC build that can help you get the FPS you need in order to succeed. As always, the Amazon links of the products I will be mentioning will be in the link in the description. Starting off with the most important part of the PC, we have the CPU. Fortnite is a CPU-based game, which means your CPU will work a lot harder for competitive Fortnite. The best CPU that we can get with the budget that we have is none other than the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. I've had this CPU for a while and it served me so well. This is by far the best budget CPU. You can check up all the benchmarks and tier lists. This CPU is going to be way up there. It's a 6-core 12-thread processor that will cost you $175, an insane steal for a CPU that can help run Fortnite stable 240 FPS in-game. If paired with the right GPU, we can really push this CPU's limits and have some insane FPS. To be honest, if you get the CPU right now, you probably won't have to upgrade for another 2 years, and this CPU is going to age so well, and I doubt anybody will have any sort of complaints whatsoever. This Ryzen 5 is perfectly fine, if not even better in terms of a price to performance ratio against something like a Ryzen 7. Then, the best GPU to pair with the Ryzen 5 7600 is the Radeon RX 9060 XT. I'm genuinely confused as to why this GPU only costs $299 because it is just as good as Nvidia's RTX 5060 Ti, and this one is so much more cost efficient. Yes, it does draw more power, it does perform worse in Fortnite than in other games, but you'll get roughly the same FPS, if not only a little bit 5 to 10% worse. However, if you take into account that you're saving an extra $200 to $300 by using the AMD equivalent of the 5060 Ti, it's a no-brainer. XFX is also a solid brand. My friend's gaming PC has the exact same GPU, and he has that paired with the Ryzen 5 5600X. Here's a benchmark of what the PC is capable of doing in Fortnite. You can see how insane it is. Honestly, I can't vouch for this CPU-GPU combo enough because it truly is insane for the price. Combined, this combo is less than $400, which is just absurd. If I were you, I would rush to buy this CPU-GPU combo while it's still cheap and still in stock, because once people start finding out that this combo is capable of doing what it can do, it's going to be sold out almost instantly. Of course, we need a motherboard that the CPU will be sitting on, and while it doesn't really matter which motherboard you choose, none of them will ever really give you a performance advantage in Fortnite, which is why I think that this ASRock B650M for $119 is honestly good enough. They've been pretty famous for a while now, and you can search it up. A lot of people, if not majority of the PC builder community, will agree that the ASRock is by far the most reliable budget motherboard maker. You can go for some of the mainstream brands that offer Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but most of the time you're going to be playing on an Ethernet cable anyway, and you can just buy a cheap Bluetooth dongle later on if you really want Bluetooth. In general, it's just a cheap motherboard that will allow you to use your overpowered PC parts without having to spend too much. The RAM we're going for in particular is the Kingston Fury Beast 16GB of DDR5 RAM. This one in particular has 5200 MHz, which is honestly not too bad, especially when you consider the fact that it's still DDR5 at the end of the day. Being on DDR5 and with the budget that we have, there's no reason not to splurge a bit more on RAM that will allow us to multitask, record, stream, and in general just have a good experience playing Fortnite. $139 is not too bad. For 16GB of DDR5 RAM, that is more than enough to play Fortnite at stable FPS and still record, stream, and just overall have a good experience doing stuff while playing Fortnite. Next up, we have the storage. Any 1TB NVMe will honestly do good with this PC build. I personally recommend this Western Digital 1TB NVMe SSD. This is just a good budget-friendly SSD that will load your PC and Fortnite at pretty good speeds. $74 is pretty good for a Gen 4 NVMe SSD, so this is actually not that bad. You can just upgrade and get more drives in the future, but for now, this should work just fine. I think 1TB is also more than enough storage, and if anything, it's actually really good. It's very rare to find good quality SSDs under $100 that will offer the same amount of storage as this one, while also providing the same level of performance as an actual NVMe SSD. Next up, we have the power supply, and with the CPU-GPU combo of this caliber, we need a pretty solid power supply to handle the amount of power that we're going to need. This Corsair RM750E fully modular power supply should work just fine. I'm certain that 750 watts is going to be more than enough for this PC. It's also great because Corsair as a brand is great at making power supplies, and the fact that this power supply is fully modular too, honestly is a massive plus. For $100, this is a great power supply, dude. I'd get one almost instantly if I were you. And last but not the least, we have the case, and the case I've chosen is the NZXT H5 Flow, and despite this case not having the greatest airflow, for $84, this is a great looking and performing case. I honestly didn't even know that NZXT sells cases under $100, but since I do, I'd 100% capitalize on this one. It's a great case. It allows for a minimalist look while also giving a slight competitive advantage. You may need to monitor your temperatures and maybe also play on an air-conditioned room to play at good temperatures, but regardless, I think this works just fine. NZXT is a great brand, and I think NZXT is also just a premium looking brand. Highly recommend this one, and honestly, if I had this case, I probably wouldn't have any need to upgrade. All in all, this PC build is going to cost you $989, which is just under the $1,000 price tag. I doubt you'll find anything that will perform better with this build at this price point. I've tried to mix in a minimalist look with it as well, because I think we wouldn't want too much RGB. It also would cost a lot more, and of course, we want to have the best performance possible. Regardless, this is a great PC build, and I highly recommend it. Make sure to check the link in the description. I have all the links for all the products and parts I mentioned in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.